There are musicians and there are movements. In Nigeria's history, few names carry as much weight as one man, Fela Anikulapo Kuti. He was not just a singer, he was not just a performer. Fela was a storm, a cultural revolution, a man who turned music into a weapon and the stage into a battlefield. He challenged dictators, he exposed corruption, he gave voice to the poor, and he created a sound that would travel far beyond Nigeria, a sound called Afrobeat. This is the untold story of Fela Kuti, the man who shook Nigeria. This is the Untold Nigeria. Fela was born in 1938 in Kalakuta, Ogun State. But Fela's story did not begin with music. It began with a home filled with education and resistance. His mother, Fela Kuti, was one of Nigeria's most powerful women. She was an activist, a fighter for women's rights, a fearless voice against colonial oppression. His father was a respected school teacher. So from childhood, Fela grew up surrounded by bold ideas. Courage was normal in that house. Speaking out was normal. Fela was being shaped long before the world heard his music. In the late 1950s, Fela was sent to London to study medicine, but medicine was not his calling. Music was. He enrolled at Trinity College of Music instead. There, he studied trumpet and composition, and soon he formed a band. At first, the music was influenced by jazz and highlife, but Fela was searching. He hadn't found his true voice yet. That would come later, much later. In 1969, Fela traveled to the United States. That trip changed his life forever. In America, Fela encountered the Black Power movement. He met activists. He learned about Malcolm X. He saw African Americans fighting for dignity and justice. For the first time, Fela began to see music differently, not just as entertainment, but as protest, as resistance, as power. When he returned to Nigeria, he was no longer just a musician. He was becoming something else, a revolutionary. Back in Nigeria, Fela created something new. He blended traditional Yoruba rhythms, jazz improvisation, funk energy, African percussion, political storytelling, and from that fusion, Afrobeat was born. It was loud, it was hypnotic, it was African, and it was fearless. Fela's songs were not short pop tunes. Some lasted 20, even 30 minutes, because Fela was not trying to entertain you quickly. He was trying to wake you up. In Lagos, Fela established a place that became legendary, the Afrika Shrine. The shrine was not just a music venue. It was a gathering place for the hungry, the hopeful, the oppressed. Every night, people came to listen, to dance, to think, to hear truth spoken aloud. Fela would perform, and between songs, he would speak directly to the crowd about corruption, about poverty, about military brutality, about the Nigerian elite. The shrine became one of the most powerful cultural spaces in Nigeria and also one of the most feared. Fela even went further. He created his own commune in Lagos. He called it Kalakuta Republic. He declared it independent from Nigeria. Inside Kalakuta lived musicians, dancers, supporters, his family and entourage. It was part home, part studio, part protest symbol. To the government, Kalakuta was an insult, a rebellious kingdom inside the state, and Fela was its king. Nigeria in the early 1970s was under military rule, and Fela was their loudest critic. He released songs that directly attacked authority, songs like Zombie, mocking the military as mindless followers. Coffin for Head of State, Sorrow, Tears and Blood. These were not metaphors, they were direct accusations. Fela called leaders criminals, he called the system a scam, and the military did not forgive that. In 1977, the government struck back. Soldiers stormed Kalakuta Republic, they beat residents, they destroyed property, they burned the compound to the ground, and in one of the darkest moments, Fela's mother, Funmilayo, was thrown from a window. She later died from her injuries. It was a national tragedy. Fela was devastated, but he did not become silent. He became louder. He carried his mother's coffin to the military headquarters, a symbolic act of protest that shocked the country. Fela was complex. He was admired, but also controversial. He married 27 women in one day. He lived outside social norms. He was rebellious in every way. Some saw him as a freedom fighter. Others saw him as reckless, but no one could ignore him. Fela forced Nigeria to look at itself. He held up a mirror, even when the reflection was ugly. Fela died in 1997, but Fela did not disappear, because Afrobeat did not die. Today, his influence lives on through artists like Burna Boy, Whiskey, Davido, and international stars across the world. Afrobeat, the sound dominating global music today, has roots in the evolution Fela started. Fela proved something powerful, that Nigerian culture could shape the world, and that music could be louder than guns. Fela was not perfect, but he was fearless. He sang what others were afraid to say. He challenged power when silence was safer, and he created a sound that became Nigeria's global voice. His life reminds us that entertainment is not always escape. Sometimes it is resistance, sometimes it is history. Every story like this reminds us Nigeria is more than history, it is heritage. If you believe these stories deserve to be heard, don't just watch, be part of it. Subscribe, share, and let's bring the Untold Nigeria to light, one story at a time. This is the Untold Nigeria.